After days of speculation, the U.S. Department of Defense has officially announced that it will be sending the Ukrainian military high-mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS. The decision to commit these advanced rocket launchers to Ukraine comes after much debate on whether it is appropriate and legal to provide the Ukrainian military with weapons that can reach Russia. On Wednesday, the U.S. Department of Defense authorized yet another package of military aid to Ukraine worth $700 million. The most conspicuous part of the package was the 4 M142 high-mobility artillery rocket systems, or HIMARS. 4 HIMARS might seem and is a rather small number to tip the scale of the war in the Donbas. But throughout its security aid packages to Ukraine, the Pentagon has set a pattern of first providing a small number of a particular weapon system, especially if it is something that the Ukrainians are unfamiliar with, to gauge how well the Ukrainians adapt to the weapon systems and incorporate them into their operations. As with many of the previous security assistance shipments, the latest package comes in the form of a presidential drawdown, meaning that U.S. President Joe Biden has green-lighted the Pentagon to go to its arsenal, find the weapon systems, and send them to Ukraine. This is the 11th equipment drawdown from the Pentagon's inventories since last August. These are critical capabilities to help the Ukrainians repel the Russian offensive in the east. One such need is the high-mobility artillery rocket system I just mentioned, which responds to Ukraine's top priority ask. This system will provide Ukraine with additional precision and targeting at range. The Ukrainians have given us assurances that they will use this system for defensive purposes, only Dr. Colin Kahl, the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, said during a press briefing on Wednesday. Interestingly, the 4 high-mobility artillery rocket systems Ukraine is receiving were already prepositioned in Europe in anticipation of the need to commit them to Ukraine. The M142 HIMARS system, high-mobility artillery rocket system, is a modernized, lighter and more agile wheel-mounted version of the track-mounted M270 MLRS developed in the 1970s for US and Allied forces. The HIMARS that Washington is providing to Ukraine will have a range of about 50 miles, 80 kilometers, a U.S. official told reporters. HIMARS units carry one preloaded pod of 6 227mm guided missiles. The M270 carries 2 pods, or one large pod loaded with an Army tactical missile system, ATACMS, tactical missile. The U.S. will not supply Ukraine with the ATACMS, which has a range of 300 kilometers. With a small crew, the HIMARS can remove a spent pod and load a fresh one in minutes, without other vehicles helping. The crews will require some training. The U.S. military already has HIMARS units in Europe, and NATO allies Poland and Romania have acquired the systems. HIMARS will give Ukraine's forces the ability to strike further behind Russian lines and at distances better protected from Russia's own long-range weaponry.